record I was watching yesterday.
Okay.
Win this.
Let me, I haven't played on this yet. I just want to see if the TV's any different for lag, yada yada. Okay, so before I start, I actually wanted to talk a little bit about Contra, and I figured it was fitting since it's the last game of Deuce-con, which is crazy. It went by extremely fast. But so Contra was the first game that I ever actually did speedruns of, and it was the first game that really got me into the community. And so when I was trying to decide, like, what game should I play, you know, you're going back through this catalog of games you played as a kid, and like, oh dude, Super Mario Bros. 3 is super cool, Super Mario Bros. 1 and 2 are cool, any Legend of Zelda game, RPGs are amazing, but they're kind of long for speedruns. Like, what can I play that, you know, I really love as a kid? And so what really brought me to Contra was, like, I'll give you a little backstory. When I was 3 years old, my older sister got the first video game console we had in our house, and so I started playing like Mario Brothers and The Little Mermaid and all these games, and I always tried to get my dad to play games with me, and he never would, ever, because he thought Mario was stupid. Like, dude, why are you stomping on these little brown mushrooms and jumping on turtles? Like, who gives a shit, you know? And this guy that he worked with is like, man, you guys should try out this game my son got. It's called Contra. It's like really cool. And so he let us borrow it, and we ended up playing it, and it was like the best time we'd had, you know. And like, I was a little ass kid, you know what I mean? And I still remember all this. And so we never ended up beating the game. We probably played it for 3 or 4 years, and we'd always co-op it. And the furthest I can ever remember us making it is like the waterfall. And of course, the waterfall, as everybody knows, is the friendship ender. And so I can't really tell from my faded memories of 25 years ago or 23 years ago, however long it was, of if I was good or he was bad, or he was good and I was bad. But when I decided to start speedrunning, I actually brought Contra to my dad's house and kind of told him about it. And so we co-opted, and we ended up beating it without the 30 life code. And so this game always kind of holds like a special place for me, and it's like my first speedrun. It's just like got a lot of nostalgia for me, and it's an amazing game. And on top of that, it's really hard, and so it's a cool speed run. The one thing about this run is that it's the manliest story ever told. And shout outs to the Contra community, because as well known as this game is, the amount of people that run it is so small. And they were really accepting when I first got into the game, no matter like how bad I was, or if I tried new things. Like, they're really open. So Herblat is an amazing Contra runner. He's been kind of stagnant as of late, but shout outs to him. Mr. K, who I think a lot of people probably know, is just like breaking this game down to the frame, breaking the whole series down really to the frame. Heidman, of course, I think his 10-11 run really set the benchmark for a lot of people, for a lot of games, to see how far they could push it. Frezzy Man, of course, his 10-16 like changed a lot of views for a lot of people on speed gaming, because that was like the first Contra run I ever watched, and it was just like, holy shit, like this run and the stuff this guy is doing. TMR, who really, him and I did a lot of Contra racing together, and really were close for a long time until he pushed his time way down. DK28, the most god-tier video gamer of all time, and the manliest, of course, first to get a sub 10 in this game. Man, there's like countless people that I can name that have somewhat touched the Contra community, but like those core guys, you know, they still put on a Contra conference. Like DK28 had it at his house. Mikey Yama was there, Sinister One. They've been involved in the Contra community, even if it's been in the shadows for a long time. And the community doesn't get enough love, because the games that are in this series are extremely hard, and you have to be extremely dedicated and really know what you're doing in order to do well in them. So that being said, I'm probably going to go ahead and shit the bed for about 15 minutes here. But there's a lot that can go wrong in this run because, you know, it's one hit and you're dead. And the main thing we want to get is the spread power up. So if I lose it, it might take me a little bit to get it back. But it'll be fun either way. And I'm going to be going for the risky strats just because that's the way Contra is supposed to be played. So,
Make it interesting.
Anything we can do about the fan I'm gonna hold it for you? I'll do it.
if I guess, dude, if you want to.
Hold it.
I just held the cable and like tried to like just barely touched it and balanced it.
You have to climb on top and hold it.
And no, I'm not using the 30 life code.
You aren't?
Hey, there we go.
Okay, we'll do that for how long?
All right, so timer starts
We'll do it for 15
when
minutes.
I gain movement. So when you see Bill appear on the screen is when we go.
Okay.
Great song, The Jungle Jam. All right, so I'm sure everyone's familiar with this level. It's one of the most classic levels in gaming. Coolest shot, toe shot. But yeah, it's an extremely fun level. You want to stay up on top here. Going through the water is just way too slow. There's a little bit of randomness to people in this game. Good start. So you'll probably see me shooting the spread a lot faster than you think I should be able to. And that's because I am. But I'll explain that in the base level. The only real troll here is the boss. This is a 2-frame jump. Hopefully I get it. Okay.
He shoots close or he doesn't? Can I do?
Oh, thank you for the good pattern. Okay.
There we go.
So I've deemed that wall Matumbo because he's always blocking you. So the basis of Contra speedrunning is kind of around this, and I'm not going to be trying to mash too much because I just would like to keep spread rhythm. So right here I have, I lost it, but spread rhythm basically is when you shoot the spread gun, it shoots 5 shots at a time normally, and you can have 10 shots on the screen. And so we try to manipulate that, and so that the gun almost has like a stutter in it, like that. So you can see that I'm not just shooting 5 shots and 5 shots. It's more like 3 shots, 2 shots, 5 shots. So it allows you to shoot the same amount of bullets on the screen, but it's much faster. And that's really what separates like top tier players from
The mashing.
I'm gonna play this a little bit safe here. Ah, shit. That was a terrible fight. But yeah, so that was base 1. There's another stage coming up like that, base 2. I think people probably recognize the waterfall as well. It's got some platforming in it that seems to be relatively tight. With a scrolling screen that will put you into pits of death for no apparent reason. There is a trick here called the flame jump that's pretty notorious in speedrunning circles because of its difficulty, but I will absolutely not be going for it. This section's actually pretty easy without the barrier, but the only thing we can hope for now is good platform cycles. So the barrier should run out right here, right as that last bullet explodes. Okay, good cycle. Okay, so we're pretty much in the clear here. This boss is also like a pretty well-known boss for his big mouth. What we're gonna do is blow up that one arm. I probably won't get in 1 cycle because I suck. Yeah, but 2 cycle would be just fine. All right,
Nice.
Like 2 shots. So base 2 is one of those levels. If you lose your spread, you might as well reset because the timing is going to be just god awful. So a big change that allowed us to go from like the 10-11 that Heidman had, which is an excellent run, by the way. To go from that to DK28's 958 is really a better understanding of spread rhythm and how to manipulate it. And so there was a little bit of a rift in the community for a small period of time with emulators versus consoles, and if spread rhythm was affected by using a keyboard and that kind of thing. And then it came out shortly thereafter that it was actually just kind of a manipulation of the spread rhythm itself. And so how you actually get spread rhythm, we used to kind of just think it was a button configuration, like, you know, you mash B really fast if you want to mash, and then you can kind of get it like on an off beat to get spread rhythm. And so that was kind of what I used to do anyway as well. Oh god, I hate this room so much. But you can actually use enemies, you can use barrels, anything to basically delete a shot off of the screen and allow the spread gun to go from like 5 bullets to 4 bullets, and that's all you really need. Ah, shit. I missed a trick. Okay, so there's a one-frame trick here. Ah, fuck. This is a terrible boss fight. Okay, so as this guy's head splits, he's supposed to have invulnerability, but if you hit him on the frame that his head's actually split, you'll kill him. And you can get the glitch on both of those heads, and it's extremely fast. But I know for probably the last like 2-3 years, Mr. K's put in quite a bit of work, Heidman put in quite a bit of work, because you can't actually kill both of them at the same time. I told Crispy, oh fuck, I thought I jumped, but I didn't. This level is notorious for being a bitch, just because of enemy placement and trolling you pretty bad, like that. There's a frame-perfect trick right here that allows you to jump over these bombs, but I don't really want to save half a second. That's the thing with Contra, though, is like, if you want to save half a second, you're going to either lose the run or save half a second. Nice. This is like my favorite part of this entire run, because as a kid, everybody knows you jump back to kill those guys, or you can just mash. Like that, dude. Those guys are trolly because you got to jump up there. You can jump there and save a little bit of time, but I don't feel like being that risky. Alright. Laser. Oh. If I would have jumped right there, I would have picked up the laser, so that's what I get for dicking around and shooting it. This boss does have a little bit of RNG to him. Ideally, he'll spawn all the way to the right next to the door. Thanks, good guy.
One cycle.
So that one cycle is actually pretty easy, but he can spawn like anywhere across the screen. That was the best pattern you could get though. Energy zone is where things start getting really interesting. There's a lot of strats involving barriers in this game, including that one that I had in the waterfall. Normally when I'm doing RTA runs of this, I skip that because ain't got time for that. Oh my god, I almost just trolled myself on that bullet.
The saves.
Okay, this part sucks. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna play it safe because I didn't get over there quite fast enough. There's a barrier in that power up right there, but we're just gonna jump over this flame and fucking die. I'll grab it and die. It's alright, I always like fighting the football player from hell with a pea shooter anyway. Actually, I hate it. It's the worst thing you could ever do. So when you have the barrier, you just run through enemies. But yeah, normally you jump over that flame. I just didn't jump far enough. I don't know why, that's weird, but okay, let's see how much he trolls.
Jump.
Yeah. Also, there's a low percent category, and if you ever plan on running Contra, you definitely want to run low percent because it turns you into a man. And besides that, it's really good strategy, not only for having backup strats and understanding how to do the levels, but it helps your mashing, and it really helps you understand like hit point values for enemies. There's some kind of risky stuff in here that's pretty cool. Oh, too low. Oh, I got it. This is actually a pretty easy jump, but why? Oh, you dickhead. That's cool.
Shooting spikes.
My mashing is terrible, by the way. Shoutouts to TMR for this strat. He did it for a long time, and everybody thought it was slower. And then when I actually timed it, we found out it was like almost like a second and a half faster by counting frames. And there's actually another method that he came up with where you do kind of like this little quick thing on the carts to bypass them quicker. I'm gonna try this strat here. I literally learned it like a day ago. Okay, that didn't work. But you can pause and like basically bypass the global timer on that spike wall.
Does it reset the global timer?
Yeah, it resets the global timer. Oh, troll. Okay. Troll.
Yeah, this fan is pretty strong, I must say.
Okay, so those last two turrets, or last three turrets really, when you jump like that, it's a pretty precise jump to get over that first bullet. In my PB actually, which is a 1054, I died on that last turret. So rip a good time actually. Or yeah, 1054. Crack's favorite character in the game.
What is it?
Tell us.
It's a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater, dude. So this is the Contra gods just being nice and saying like, here's a spread, bro. So really, if you lose your spread at the end of the hangar, obviously it loses time because of like the purple people eater and stuff like that, but it's really not that big of a deal.
Watch out,
You ready for time?
I'll tell you when.
Hold on, not yet. And time.
11:47.
11:47.
Oh,
Ben.
nice.
Nicely done.